So how did you end up in the UK? I mean, that must have been an interesting journey. I was telling you yesterday, I came here by bus. Took me 33 hours, but...
For me, like, I don't want to talk about my case, my journey, because some of us, we didn't come here for pleasure.
Yeah, okay.
You know what I mean? So it's like there's some political issues and...
Okay, if you know, I'm not going to press.
So, yeah, I might say something that might damage someone's case outside of this film.
Understood.
So, as I said...
So it is a complicated situation, let's put it that way.
It is, but if I start really opening, like talking about what happened to my people, to my village in 1983, for example, since this, Mugabe actually killed 20,000 of my people in space of 3 months. It was a mini genocide, it's called.
Well, it doesn't sound that mini. It sounds pretty big.
Yeah, that's why they call it BBC. They say mini genocide. I'm like, really? Are you calling it mini? What is the biggest you want to be? So and then after that, that's why our village is everybody is displayed and burned down the houses. Then people start running. We moved from another village. It was chaotic. Then I moved to my uncles. They were living in another place. And then I have my auntie in Botswana. Just keep on and off, man. Different places. And then
Just kept moving.
End up in Johannesburg, in South Africa. Johannesburg is like UK. You wake up and then you start meeting people and stuff. And then even South Africa is not safe for any, if you're a foreigner, for example.
Okay. I mean, I've never been to South Africa, but...
Yeah. I don't want to talk too much about South African case because I live here for a long time, but I'm sure people hear stories about...
Yeah, I mean, I was actually kind of fascinated by Zimbabwe because it's in one of those places that the media doesn't really cover. So we don't hear a lot of news out of Zimbabwe here in the UK.
It's not like the media does not cover it, it's just the government doesn't allow people to cover, like, for example, North Korea.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's kind of like, we better have a special permit or special... I don't know what it's called, to be like really in the center of they got their own papara, all their own bullshit stuff.
Yeah, they got their own.
But nowadays I think
communication.
People sneak in because of these phones.
Okay.
Yeah, you can find some news and stuff like that. But the world is not interested in Zimbabwe anymore.
Well, I don't know if it's not interested. It's just, obviously there's problems going on all the time, especially these days. But I think the Western media has certain blind spots, and I don't think it's controversial to say that once you get to Africa, the media in the UK doesn't report that much on it.
Yeah, in the UK, I don't know, I've lived in the UK for too long. They're biased, especially BBC. They only do something that there's something for them. They always suppress other countries. They never talk about poverty in UK. It's like as they talk about Africa.
Yeah.
While there's poverty here, go to Maryhill, go to TN Castle, go Govan or stuff. They don't talk about these things as like super problem, but when it's African country, this is...
Yeah, no, the image of African countries should change hopefully soon because, like, again, as I was looking up a bit of Zimbabwe, I'm seeing these pictures and I'm like, you're seeing modern cities. You're not seeing what you would normally associate mentally based on what you've seen on the TV.
Yeah.
Like if you actually just Google it a little bit and get a little street view going, you're like, okay.
I think every country is like you and me. In my wardrobe, I got some clothes that I can wear, and then this guy's got nice clothes. Then some shit clothes, which means I can wear. Like this guy is suffering, right? So Zimbabwe is like that. It's good. You can change the image. You can use the image that people look at super. But if you go to the villages, I'm talking about going to the rural areas where the roads are like horrible situation, man. It's easy to like the government, whoever is taking. I never seen someone like travel in the world and take a shit photo. Sorry, and it's always like.
No, you're okay.
It's always like, nice photo and stuff like that. But I think, cut story short, I agree with you. There's some changes in Zimbabwe. Yes, there's some good buildings and stuff.
But there's still problems.
But those are buildings that are only in the center of Glasgow. If you go to what's called Easter House, for example. I'm just making example.
Yeah.
You can see the difference. So of course, Zimbabwean cities they're trying to be look good. Yeah,
but they do like on picture at least. It's like even just the pictures because like in the media Europe we're sort of used to seeing certain images. The classic send aid and whatnot, and fair enough that is required in many places. But also let's not ignore the many advancements that have been happening.
Now for me, like when it comes to talk about aid, all that stuff, I don't have much experience, but I can sense that United States and UK or European countries, they're always trying to use that as the power they have. Like, I can feed you while they're taking our resources. We can feed ourselves. You know what I mean? If they can stop the sanctions in Zimbabwe, for example, Mugabe is dead. Why you have to sanction Zimbabwe? If these guys who are, it's still the same Mugabe people understand that, which means I disagree with them. But sanction the actual punishing poor people like my family, my friends, which they have nothing to do with politics, you know? So even if you want to do a business, you can't do it because Mugabe's sanction is infecting people. You know what I mean? They should sanction individuals, not the whole country.
Yeah, I mean, this is one of those things where I don't have enough understanding of the geopolitical situation to give a incisive and sort of, interesting answer to that problem. But so I'm just gonna say that I don't know enough.
No,
but it's an interesting situation.
I don't know enough actually, but I think I have a right to have a voice.
Yeah.
The way I see my country.
Yeah, I mean, being from there, you have absolutely a right to at least express your opinion.
And I'm sure lots of people got different opinions as well. But for me, I think United States and UK and European countries, what they're doing in Zimbabwe is wrong. They should not actually punish the whole nation. If you got a problem with someone else, deal with him. You know what I mean? That government's been there for 40 years. They do nothing about it. But they keep on punishing poor people. You know, every sanction, I don't know what kind of sanction I'm talking about, but honestly, Zimbabwe cannot transfer tobacco anymore. It used to be one of the best tobacco, we're the best tobacco in Africa, maybe in the world. But as soon as the British left, your tobacco is no longer good, but still the same plant. What changed? The production is the same. The thing is the same. The only thing changed because you left, you don't like us, and you have a problem with this, and then you cut off all the deals. But what I'm trying to say here, I'm not talking about the government itself. I'm just wanting to imagine people working that field, poor people working that farm. They no longer have jobs. Because,
suddenly their industry is not worth anything.
The boss can't sell anything, so he can't pay them. So the poor people sent home to die because there's no job. Imagine if it was me, I don't know, I would think I'll make a deal with this whoever was in charge of production. Like, listen, if you got a problem with this guy, Mugabe, deal with him, but please let the production go on because these people need jobs, people need to feed their kids, and this production has been there for years. Why now? You know what I mean? Like, if the production was poisonous, yes, I'll agree, but it's still a good production. So I think this is what my anger is when you look at how Zimbabwe has been sanctioned. It's actually infecting poor people who were just relying on these small jobs, and they're no longer there because you can't sell anything from Zimbabwe to anyone except gold and diamond. See, that's another problem. They will accept gold and diamond, but they don't accept something like tobacco, fruits, whatever, blah, blah.
So have a lot of people left Zimbabwe because of it? Has there been a lot of immigration?
No, lots of people left for different reasons.
Okay, there's the political stuff, but I was thinking strictly economically. So again, I come from a country where a massive portion of the workforce has just gone to seek, work and life in other places. So that's why I was just wondering if the same thing happened in Zimbabwe.
Yeah, more than that, I think. In Zimbabwe, I don't know, like my relatives, some of them, they left Zimbabwe in 1980s. They went to South Africa, for example, or Mozambique to work. They've done well, actually. You know, I mean, like they integrated in those countries and they get authentic passports, and then they become that part of the country. But it's still home. If you look at those people who left in 80s and 90s, they support themselves without the government. They got houses like this in the village, like proper, whatever, like nice living. They don't rely on Zimbabwean economics. They work outside, and they come. I think that's another thing. Like Zimbabwean government is hiding behind those kind of people who can support themselves because you're working abroad or different place. So it doesn't look like people are suffering. Because if I can support my family right now and my neighbor, then another neighbor got a son like me or daughter. It become like the whole village.
Yeah, I mean that happens all the time. It's like somebody gets a good job somewhere, they start talking back about, you've seen what they're doing really well for themselves. Where did they go? Oh, well, I'm gonna try to go there as well then.
Yeah. That's why the government take advantage of that because people go away. They go whatever. But imagine if everyone stays. That'd be so funny, but not in a bad way. I don't want that. I don't think it's not got the energy to actually suffer because when I change the government. But yes, of course, Suffering change the government in politics. That's why I got people called activists. Some people died protesting, they're shot and stuff. But I wanted a silence one. I didn't want a violent protest. Just
Yeah.
okay,
Peaceful one, yeah.
Yeah, let's go over. Let's go and sit under the trees, the whole country, and see what's going to look like. I don't know if it to make any sense, but it's just like, yeah, I don't know. If people ask me, what I can do myself is contribute about ideas. That's all I can do.
And just get the conversation going, bring awareness.
Exactly.
That's the first step. If people know there's a problem, then people can act on the problem. And if they choose not to act, it's on them at that stage.
As I said earlier on, see if people take poverty as a hobby, especially the government, it become normal to them. It's cool because what is think about his pocket? He's got if he got $200 in his pocket every morning, he doesn't give a shit about people, man. You know what I mean? And that's the way it is. And using the army and stuff, I don't know.
Yeah.
Because I live in UK for so long time, so I can't really go deep about Zimbabwean issues much. But I still feel like it's a shame. 40 years, take the government 40 years to not utilize that. It's a horrible system. We can blame the West, actually, as I was saying, but sometimes you can do things by yourself.
Yeah, I think there's always multiple factors. Most of the time it's not just one thing. Like again, in Romania's case, we can blame communism all day long, and you can say that it has left a legacy and whatnot. But the corruption, the many other ills that plague my home country as well. We can't just put it all on. We can't just say, okay, it's all somebody else's fault. No, some of it is just coping mechanisms that we need to sort of reevaluate and sort of update and start thinking about the world in a different way. Starts with us.
Yeah, I think you're right. For me, like since I live in UK, I realized that actually the whole world is the same. But some countries are very professional on actually surviving during this what's called the process of suppressing people. I mean, like for example in UK, you think claiming benefits, you think that's helping because yes, you cannot work. It does, but mentally it's not a good system because come on, man, you're born in this country and it never worked. What's wrong with you? You know what I mean?
Fair enough.
Come on, but that's what the government wants. He wants to keep people in that level where they control your thinking, your living.
I mean, I do believe there should be some sort of safety net. I think, people should see it as what it is, as a safety net. So if I need it, sometimes life hits you hard, there's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah.
At least I have that to fall back on. But you shouldn't be living your whole life falling back on something. At some point you need to try to do something for yourself as well. And again, I'm not saying, people get unlucky and some people get more unlucky than others. That happens.
Yeah.
But just be honest with yourself.
Yeah, I'm not arguing with that. What I was trying to say, this come back when I talk about culture differences, right?
Yeah.
This is, every country's got a different system. I don't know in Romania, do you have benefit system?
We have certain benefits. It's been a while. I haven't been, living there in 9 years almost. But there was some sort of child benefit and things like that, but the benefits are not that great. Like I think my dad used to receive like 40 Romanian lei every month for raising me. I mean, 40 Romanian lei is...
How much is that in pounds?
In pounds? You wanna know how much it's 8 pounds. It's 8 pounds a month.
That's funny. I'm just like, because in Zimbabwe that's about 10 trillion.
Yeah, no, it's 8 pounds. That's what you used to receive, man.
Zimbabwe is the only country that's got 1 billion in notes.
Really? It's got a 1 billion note?
1 billion.
Oh my god.
I'm laughing because I think there is
It's kind of funny.
Yeah, I'm not laughing because it's funny, but I'm laughing at who the fuck think that way? Like, why are you printing stupid man for? Like, what the hell are you talking? What are you doing?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, if there's no value, why are you doing it? Why don't you just say I'm broke? just announce the world. I'm broke, guys. There's no currency. Stop it. They're fooling people. A boy carrying 1 billion seat.
I mean, if it's any relief, we in Romania used to be millionaires, so we used to have millions on notes. Yeah.
Why are they doing that for? It doesn't make sense. You know what I mean?
But yeah, I remember that what happened in my childhood. They cut it back. They basically took off 4 zeros from our banknotes, And that was like such a mind fuck because you got used to like being a
This is where the
millionaire.
government actually playing people's brain because they're actually taking a piece.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you got 1 billion in your pocket, you know you can't buy bread. What's that for? You know what I mean? It's kind of like, oh, I got money, but you forget about the value.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's childish to me. I think it's
Yeah,
one of the most stupid things ever happened.
that's going into economics again. I'm not familiar with the political and the economical situation, but it does sound just the idea of buying a piece of bread with 1 billion. It sounds a bit funny. Let's be honest.
That sounds stupid to me. Like, you can't do that. Like, who the hell? What are you doing? I'd rather say, guys, I'm broke, my country has no money, and I'm not printing nothing. In that case, maybe someone feels sorry for you. Like,
Just put your hands up, like, yeah.
there's United States dollars. Zimbabwe used to use American dollars.
Really?
They still do it. Obama, I think, injected about, I don't know, I can't remember, I can't say the number, but some billion in Zimbabwe. It's called how do you call them? Oh, there's a word of that money when someone they give you like kind of like punching your chest to wake up.
Yeah, it's relief.
No.
Not relief. Economic.
Refunds, the bonds.
The bonds.
The bonds, called the bonds.
Bonds.
Yeah, but it's American dollars, but the bonds. So they used to watch them because nothing comes in. So that money rotating the same people and becomes dirty. Sometimes you see them hanging them on the washing. I know I'm laughing. It's not funny. It's just I'm laughing at the Zimbabwean government, how stupid it is, like, to think this is nice to do. I was like, oh man. Well, people ask Nico, what would you do if it was you? Man, it's simple. I will never chase the farmers away. I will never do that. I would ask the farmers, can we share the land? I'll pay 25%. Train my own people to be agriculture as well. So before we shift, whatever the agreement was about farmers, to shift them, you know that even if you shift because there was a disagreement with the land. White people lied, for example, the British about the land in Zimbabwe. I understand that, but you can't just push them straight away like, oh, killing them. That was a big mistake. It's easy to say, let's share the land. I'll pay 25% your land, while secretly training your own people to know to drive a tractor, to plant.
How
He
to
didn't have a
basically agriculture.
There was no system in place to replace these good farmers. So you're sending hooligans from the village to take the big farmer just to enjoy drinking beer in the big land now.
And then once there's a lack of power, a vacuum of power, then other people were gonna fill it up, and then.
For me, it's like it was not smart because now you buy orange juice in the next door country because the nice white man was a good farmer. He's been killed or he's been chased away. Now bring these idiots come and drive a tractor. I always say, why you give me a farm if I can't drive a tractor? What am I gonna do with it? You know what I mean? Like, at least I can farm in this house. You can see in the windows there. You know, so small things like that. I know it's the government mistakes. Like, don't ever like if you wanna play a game like that, you better train your people know that they will replace that same standard. You know? But he doesn't have a agriculture force in Zimbabwe. Of course, we'll go up in the villages, we can crop and stuff. But I'm talking about really proper farming.
Like massive at a scale.
Production. I mean, like machinery.
Export.
Export. Communications as well. You know, selling apples. There was no system set up. And then when you chase the farmers, well, I'm not blaming on that. There's some sanctions I don't blame because if you kill my cousin because he was a farmer, then let's pretend I'm white. And then you kill my...
Yeah, so you can understand some of the...
Yeah, you kill my friend or my family, I'll be upset. I'll cut off all the networks I had to supply in that country. I'll do it.
Yeah, okay, I get your points.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it wasn't everyone, and you just, At the end, we still got innocent people caught in the crossfire.
Yeah, I think that's where life is now, but it can be turned around. I'm sure there's a lot of farmers want to go back to Zimbabwe. They love, some of them born there. You know, it's their country as well. You know? They should be allowed to come back and live again and do, and that's the only way that country can come back to normal. We need farmers back. Without white people coming back to Zimbabwe, I'm sorry, there's nothing. I don't see any progress.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. Anyway, it's irrelevant they're white or not. It's more you need skilled
No, but
workers. You need the
no.
people that know how to do the
For me,
large scale farming.
I want to be honest with you. I think white people, they really contribute a lot in Africa, in Zimbabwe, and they took a lot as well. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that they're good people,
Yeah.
bad people, but I'm just saying the world cannot balance if we don't get together.
Yeah.
Now, some countries like I don't know. In my own opinion, like let's talk. I'm not comparing Zimbabwe and Europe, for example. Like there's some things that already taken away from us from the beginning of the British or whatever came to Africa. Something's missing. They did that. We can't find it anymore. Before they came, we used to live without all this nonsense and stuff, you know. And that is my worry. Like, what happened? They never tell us what did they take in us, what the image they took from us. What did they replace with it, you know? And they replaced us with this poverty thing. We used to live without these people. So that's my like imagination of what if, for example.
Yeah.
But it's too late now. But I can feel there's something missing that they took from us, and they're posing us to some horrible thinking. That's why we can't never. They're crippled. You know when someone crippled?
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, I think trauma does have a way of affecting, just staying with you and affecting your thinking in the long term, and just...
We're not used to wear this stuff, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like we're from the bed climate to walk without no shirts on. There's still some child, the woman, no nothing. Suddenly we're wearing fucking jeans and shit, like, what the hell, man? Like, but again, people, oh, Nico, that's the way the world progressing. I'm like, no. It's not the way the world progressing. It's just what's called consuming and money and all that stuff. And we're already swimming in this bullshit, man. It's like there's no way coming up. There's no way. You are all like, in a moment you are swimming on fire.
Yeah.
It's so sad. But I don't know if you want me to talk about, I think I already touched many things that, if you got any questions.
Yeah, I do have questions. I mean, I was going to bring it back to, obviously,